What's up, everyone? And as you can tell by the title of the video, we'll get to Michael Sam in a little bit. I'm going to start talking about Ray Rice. Ray Rice. So Ray Rice got reinstated, I believe, by the NFL not too long ago. So technically, he could play this season. And it doesn't matter how you feel about the situation with Ray Rice. Whether you think he's a scumbag like most people on Twitter and most players and most, the league have been saying all year. It doesn't matter because if a team really wanted to, they could pick him up right now. Which I don't think anyone will as of right now. They'll probably wait till next year. 4 teams have already been interested. I think the Colts are one of them, but I do know 4 teams that had come out and said that they were interested or whatever. And what the hell is that? I have no idea what that was. Anyway, but 4 teams came out and said they were interested, and that's one thing. That's whatever. Okay, but getting back to Michael Sam, I don't know what the hell that was. But getting back to Michael Sam. So Michael Sam didn't beat his wife. Didn't face potential charges, didn't go through this long diatribe, this long journey of going through all these settlements and blah blah blah, and videotapes and voice recordings and voicemails left at the NFL head office to go and finally get suspended indefinitely, and then have to go get reinstated. Look at that catch by Fred Blishnikov on that screenshot up there. That's amazing. Um, and yet he's not in the NFL. SEC Defensive Player of the Year, co-defensive Player of the Year to be correct for everyone out there. And he's not on a roster. Like, first of all, he got drafted like 10, 15 picks before the last pick of the draft, really late. So, and if you don't know, you've been living under the rock. Michael Sam, great defensive player in college football, SEC Defensive Player of the Year again. Like I said before, not this year, but last SEC season. Right before the combine, actually right as the college football season ended, I believe he came out and said he was a homosexual. Came out of the closet because it was about to become public anyway. He had told his team, so he figured, why not tell everyone? So, in my eyes, draft stock immediately plummeted. But no one else was saying that. They weren't saying that yet. The media, your Mel Kipers weren't saying that. They're like, this kid's got talent. He's just, he's got NFL potential. And then he doesn't do as well as, as a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and finish this. He didn't do as well as people thought he was going to do at the combine. But granted, we already knew he was not a physical specimen. We knew that he wasn't the strongest guy. We knew he wasn't the fastest guy, a la Tim Tebow at quarterback, where he's not the best thrower. He's not he's not the most accurate, but he just finds a way to make plays. That was the best part about Michael Sam, the fact that you couldn't explain why he was good. He was just good. And so he doesn't have a great 40 time. He doesn't have a great bench press. He doesn't have a great vertical. He doesn't have a great the 30-40-30, whatever the hell he call it. He doesn't have great that. And so all of a sudden, now we have an excuse for his draft stock to plummet. He gets pushed all the way down to like the last round. I mean, the SEC Defensive Player of the Year gets pushed down to the last round, and he gets drafted by the Rams, which would have been a great team to be for, to be honest. Hometown guy. He's from he went to Columbia, Missouri, University of Missouri, and Columbia, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri is about an hour trip, about roughly from there. So hometown crowd would have been there for him, and he does well in the preseason, and then he gets cut. And the reason that, well, our defensive line is too stacked because the defensive line last year did great. This year they've done meh. They started out terrible. They build their way back, and then the Cowboys pick them up on the practice squad. They don't use them. They just did it for publicity. It's a shame. It's a crying shame to see that this kid is not in the NFL. And I'm not saying that Ray Rice shouldn't be in the NFL. It's just the fact that he is, and Michael Sam isn't. I think Ray Rice should be playing right now. To be honest, I feel like Ray Rice should be playing right now. Honestly, I mean, if you beat your wife and she takes you back, toodaloo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't mean you can't do your job. Because at the end of the day, they're just football players. They just do their job like I do. I work for Pepsi. If I beat my wife and I got in trouble from Pepsi, they said, well, we're going to give you a leave of absence. And after that 6 months term or whatever the hell it would be was over, I would be working the next day. Okay, that's the difference. It's like, okay, once you've served your punishment, you should be allowed to work. That's plain and simple. I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to be like some idiots and say he should never be able to play again, like people did with Michael Vick when he did the dogfighting scandal. Like, oh, Michael Vick, he's the worst person on the planet. It's like he served his time in prison. Give the guy a break, you know. But anyway, back to Michael Sam. I get ranting. I get going. But Michael Sam, it's just like he's a talented guy. Because of his homosexuality, he's not in the NFL. That's a shame to say, and no one's talking about it. That's the thing about it. Michael Sam is going to be a walking 30 for 30. That is what he is. Because I'm a Missouri guy. A big time Missouri fan of all sports of Missouri, and I'm ashamed to say that. I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm sad to say this. Really sad to say that Michael Sam will never play a down in the NFL. I guarantee you. I will put money on it right now, unless someone just miraculously says, "Hey, remember that Michael Sam guy?" Because listen, Tim Tebow will never play another down in the NFL, and neither will Michael Sam because of their publicity. Because there's an old saying that any publicity is good publicity. Not necessarily, I guess, in the NFL. But it's just sad to see. It's just sad to see that, the guy, because of his homosexuality, he can't play in the NFL, but he's really talented. And I mean, leave some comments down below. I know some people are going to get really stupid in there and be like, "Well, it's not because he's gay. Maybe he just wasn't good enough." Bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Look at Jadeveon Clowney. I will take my Sam Smith. I'll take Michael Sam over Davion. I'll take Sam Smith over Davion Clowney because at least he can play. At least he wouldn't be hurt. Davion Clowney gets all this money, gets all this hype, gets famous in college football for one hit when he knocks a kid's helmet off, and all of a sudden he's the best defensive player in the world for no reason. Meanwhile, Michael Sam's wreaking havoc in the SEC, and Davion Clowney goes to the NFL next to J.J. Watt, maybe the best defensive player of our generation, and can't even play a down or he'll get hurt. So it's sad to see. Leave some comments down below. You know what I do. Subscribe for more Madden content. As always, Wasco23 signing out. See you guys next time.